Okay. No real settings to play with, huh? Interesting. That's configuration, otherwise that has to be done in the game itself, of course. That'd be why. Okay, so, it is June. June is the month of the Four Job Fiesta. If you aren't aware of that is, check out fourjobfiesta.com. It's a yearly contest. They also do it as a fundraising campaign for charity. And there will be a opening race by 4 players in the middle of the month with jobs chosen by community donations that they are restricted to. And what Four Job Fiesta is, it's a Final Fantasy V challenge mode, and it encourages other people to participate in. You can sign up for it, get assigned random jobs, and there are a couple of different ways to play. A basic way where you get 1 job from each crystal, so every time you get a crystal, you unlock a new job that is normally available there, and you're restricted to using these, and you have to use all the ones that are available. So once you unlock your water job, everybody has to switch to that. Then when you unlock your your wind crystal job, when you get that, everybody has to switch to the wind crystal job. When you unlock the water crystal job, you have to have at least 1 party member with that, and all the rest who are not water crystal jobs have to have the wind crystal job, and so on with fire, and eventually with earth, you have to have 1 of each character with each of the different jobs. There are a couple of also different ways that you can play it too. Some advanced settings. You could have multiple jobs repeat themselves and such, have different risks and things. There are, of course, famous ones of some people going for the ultimate risk and being forced to play with a party of 4 berserkers. But that isn't open yet. But I decided I wanted to participate this year and stream it. It's not going to be starting for a little bit. So I decided to go ahead and pick up the Final Fantasy V Pixel Remaster, so I could play it, the most legitimately. This is probably the best version to play on right now. And might as well go through and play a standard playthrough before doing the Four Job Fiesta. So that's what we're here to do today. So Final Fantasy V is not my favorite of the Final Fantasies by a long shot, but it is one of the most fun to just basically play. It's a whole lot of fun in various ways, so... Just the job system I really love. And the only problem with the Four Job Fiesta is I hate the little restrictions, but there is so much that's broken in... there's part of me, I should say, that hates being restricted like that, but there are so many different ways to break Final Fantasy V, similar to Final Fantasy VI, that having the restriction of what you have to use does make it definitely more challenging, and for a lot of people, slightly more interesting. Of all the Pixel remasters, I kind of like Final Fantasy V the most at base. I think it looks the most faithful to the original game. Father. This cutscene is on a timer. Do you really have to go? You know I do, dear. I need you to protect the castle. Under no circumstances are you to follow me. Do you understand? But Father... She never said yes. Something is wrong with the wind. I must go to the wind shrine to make certain nothing's happened to the crystal. Yes, I've noticed it as well, but to go alone is... Lena, don't worry, I'll be fine. Have faith. So Final Fantasy V came between Final Fantasy 2 and 3 as they were translated in America. 4 released as 2 and 6 released as 3. 5, they kind of were hoping to bring it over, but ended up not doing so. One of the falsehoods of the era is that we got Mystic Quest instead. Mystic Quest was being designed regardless. Plans were abandoned for various reasons for FF5, ran out of time to translate, and probably had some reluctance to because of some slightly more adult theming in certain places that were difficult for Nintendo at the time to recognize. The wind just stopped. I've got to hurry. Interesting, they gave us Ferris's name there, but they don't give us Galuf's name here. The wind stopped. Father! What in blazes? I love how they improved the particle effects of things like fire in the Pixel Remaster. Also, a lot of the backgrounds look pretty good. The forest is just slightly changed, but it's improved quite a bit to look more interesting. The original Super Famicom version, the sound of the meteor is for some reason about 5 times louder than most of the rest of the game, as are the menu options, so it makes balancing audio a real difficulty. Remember to practice fire safety. Never leave your campfire burning, even if it's small. Always put it out before you abandon your campsite and make sure it's cold. They don't show it making sure it's cold, but did well enough for the thing. Okay, now I can do my configuration. Battle mode, wait. Battle speed. We'll go slightly slow. It's probably fixed from the Nintendo version. I think the Pixel Remaster was as well, where it affects both characters and enemies. 5 and 6 on the original Super Nintendo, Super Famicom were not fixed that way. We'll just go with regular fast for... Nah, we'll go with normal for now so we can read all the conversations, especially with Gilgamesh. We want cursor on, continue auto battle on. I like optimal. Brightness is fine. Turn the volume up a little. Okay, I think that's fine. Question mark, question mark, question mark is a freelancer. Oh god, diagonal movement. That's right, we're gonna have that here. It's gonna make things interesting. Okay, so the only place you can go first is the meteor. How Bart's got here, we don't know. They're even more than other Final Fantasies. There's not a lot of explanation of how... Boko, wait here, okay? Of how they get to various places. Let's see. Okay, you hold A button to run. Is there an... I didn't see an auto run in here. That's going to be slightly annoying. Maybe thieves allow you to auto run. That'd be a nice balance. Because I was thinking that a lot of the things that thieves are really good for in the original kind of are, with a lot of these updated releases, become a lot more insignificant. Very unusual. They never went first in the original, especially hitting hard for 4. That's weird. I don't remember ever taking damage in that fight. Maybe 2 points from one of them after killing the first one. Hey, are you alright? Yes, I believe so. I give you my thanks. My name is Lena, and you are? Me? A lot of games like Final Fantasy Mystic Quest asked for your name a lot of time, which is why as a kid I did it so much. I'm doing the same here. Call me Ronnie. Me and my chocobo just go wherever the trail leads us. Ronnie. This rock suddenly fell from the sky. The impact must have knocked me out. Guess it's a meteorite. A meteorite. I wonder if it has a connection to the wind stopping. Again, I give you my thanks. I wish I could do something more to show my appreciation, but I really must go. Whoa, hey, hold up a sec. Ronnie, did you hear something? Huh? Oh. Help me. Over there. But first we're going to go loot. Let's see. Here it is. Phoenix down. Are you alright? Where am I? Oh, my aching head. Sakes alive! What's happened? I don't remember. I can't remember anything. Looks like you hit your head pretty bad. Maybe you got amnesia. Oh, something came back to me. My name is Galuf. That's a start. Anything else? Nope, just the name. Other than that, my memory's completely blank. I'm very sorry, but you must excuse me. I have no time to waste. Where are you going? I must go to the Wind Shrine. Wind Shrine! Now that you mention it, I'm pretty sure that's where I was headed. It's decided. I'm going with you. But I've got to get to that shrine. I feel it in my bones. You've got to take me with. Ronnie, what about you? Sorry, I'm going to bow out on this one. Good luck, though. Ronnie, thank you again. Farewell. Godspeed and all that whatnot. So immediately refusing the call to adventure. I wonder what kind of joke that is. So, yeah. Okay, you guys go to the Wind Shrine. I'm going to go riding around in my chocobo. Not that I can go anywhere. Come on, Boko. Let's go. Very, very common thing in a lot of the 8-bit and 16-bit Final Fantasies that there's really no way for anybody to get anywhere without some sort of super transportation they obviously don't have access to. Like, there's no way to cross mountains. Bart said no way to leave his hometown, but here he is. Ow, Boko, bad chocobo. What are you doing stopping like that? Now don't you give me that look. Quack. Yeah, I know, the girl and the old man took off together, but with all these goblins around these parts, fine, I got it. Ugh, yeah. Boko, come on. At least I'm restored to full health again. Well, one of the reasons is, again, because of the unfair nature of the battle speed in the original. When you set the battle speed low, that only made the enemies go slow and not the characters, so provides a significant ease in difficulty. You don't have to do anything to jump over those holes, you just do it automatically because it's part of the script. Goodness, it makes these battles feel threatening, though, especially since you don't have any potions or anything. All you can do is swing your sword at this point. Scoop. And now, conveniently, the mountain collapses behind us, leaving us nowhere way to go but forward. Oh. Morning. Ronnie. Seems I can't escape being in your debt. Hey, don't worry about it. Seems like the meteorite's impact caused a few landslides. The road's covered in rubble. I don't think you're going to be able to make it to Tool this way. But if I can't get to the Wind Shrine, then... Ugh. Wind Shrine, gotta hurry. This old guy's pretty dead set on getting there, too. Alright, I'll go with you and personally see to it that you get there safely. Oh, really? Yeah, you know, my dad always wanted me to go out and travel the world, but it also feels like the wind is calling me. What a sweet talker, as if you don't just have the hots for the little lady. What, you're awake? Don't sound so surprised. This old dog is always ready for anything. Still, if the road's blocked, that makes things a sight more difficult. Herm. I won't give up. There must be a way to reach the Wind Shrine. Right, and we'll find it. All right, let's ride. Okay, time to customize the group the way I like. Don't have much else to do it for now. I don't remember there being a cave here. Probably opened up during one of those quakes. Boko, I think this is going to be a little too dangerous for chocobos. You stay here, okay? Where? What's that spring? A very convenient restoration spring, so we can... So if you wanted to do a little bit of grinding here and such, or need to recover, since you don't have access to very much right now, nicely there. Galoof is pretty useless at this point, since he doesn't have a weapon. Even Lena's knife damage is relatively insignificant. Some enemies she and Galoof together can kill. I think that should kill the bat. Yeah. But armored enemies like the crab. Recovery spring. Everything recovered. Yep. Aha, so that's how you get in. Very convenient. Leather cap. Final Fantasy V is one of the weirdest collections of monsters on the 7 has a pretty comparable amount, but it's the first 3D one. But amongst the old 8 and 16-bit, it probably has the weirdest collection. Stropers are based on ropers, which are D&D monsters. They also appeared in the Ultima games. Ultima liked to use ropers, which look like stalactites, but with tentacles and stuff. Look at that! A ship. That ship just now. How is it sailing with the wind so weak? Again, like Final Fantasy VI, it's the first edition of the game that I've played with a proper translation. Or an updated translation, I should say. Final Fantasy VI had a proper one as Final Fantasy III, and it was very beloved. I really enjoyed it too, despite some of its Woolseyisms and such. But FF5, you only had fan translations until it was released for the PlayStation. That copy is, besides the load times of the PlayStation, this is a pirate hideout, meaning the ship we saw must have been a pirate ship. I wonder if they might give us a ride. I think the only ride they'd be interested in would be a keel haul for all three of us. No, probably not for Lena. Yeah, you can't ask a favor from a pirate. That's why we'll just sneak on and steal their ship. Whoa, you're pretty gutsy for an old-timer. But the worst thing about the PlayStation port isn't even the load times. It's the Really bad translation they have. It's absurd how many horrible things they have, such as especially wyverns. That's one of the very best ones. Very infamous. Yo-ho-ho! And stuff! Time to cast off! How do you make it go, exactly? Well, cast off means start sailing, kid. So, yeah, boats don't work like that. You can't just grab the steering wheel and it starts. I know that. The wheel won't even budge. How do you work this thing? You try working anything and there'll be the devil to pay. Our fabulous pirate. Trying to steal my ship, are you? You've a lot of brass, or mayhap you're just lacking in brains. I'd wager it's the latter. Wait, I'm Princess Lena of Tycoon. Please accept my apologies for attempting to commandeer your ship. What? She's a princess? So the girl's royalty. Sir, this is a formal request from the Kingdom of Tycoon. Please allow us the use of your vessel. I must get to the Wind Shrine. My father is in danger. Oh, the Princess of Tycoon here on my ship. I'm sure we could fetch a tasty sum for this one. Hey, leave her alone, you degenerate, lecherous, piratey pirate. I beg of you, please. That pendant. Tossed a lot of them into the brig. Aye aye, Captain. The female leads of Final Fantasy V, Final Fantasy VI, and Chrono Trigger all had mysterious pendants. Hard to say of the two, Final Fantasy V and VI, which is less useful. Lena's is, or less important to the story. Terra's is in the key items, which you never look at. And only has significance in her flashback for a couple of lines. Well, this is a fine how do you do. What genius came up with the idea to steal a pirate ship anyway? Look in the mirror, Pops. Oh, my aching head, I can't remember a thing. And your amnesia oh so conveniently returns. Still, I can't believe you're really the Princess of Tycoon, Lena. I'm sorry, I didn't intend to keep it a secret. It's not that big a deal, but if you're the princess, why were you going to the Wind Shrine all alone? My father is there. He hadn't been gone long when the wind dropped to almost nothing. I just can't shake the feeling that something terrible is happening. I slipped out of the castle and headed for the shrine, but then that meteorite fell and you know the rest. Meanwhile, thousands of miles away... Oh, I mean in another room of the ship. Why does the Princess of Tycoon have the same pendant as I do? She said her father's at the Wind Shrine. Sparkle, sparkle. This pendant doesn't really serve too much importance after this, except that Ferris has a similar one that pops up once more to solve that plot point. But that's it. So, Junior and Terra? Oh no. The one in Chrono Trigger by far is the most important princess pendant. Prepare to cast off, lads. Set a course for the Wind Shrine. But Captain, what about the landlubbers? Untie him. Sometime today would be nice. But why? I reconsidered your request. You can go back to the brig if you'd prefer. Pull anchor, we sail for the Wind Shrine. Hey, something wrong with your ears today? I hope I don't have to repeat myself. Well, aye, Captain. So yeah, anchor is dropped in order to prevent the ship because there's nothing that really powers a normal wind-driven vessel. Your Middle Ages to early Renaissance, well, and even late Renaissance sailing ships. You have to have a sail with wind, or you have to use oars to propel it manually. But the wind has stopped. How can the ship move? Full of curiosity, aren't you, lass? So you have to throw down the anchor to keep it from listing and being pushed everywhere just with the tides, as well as the wind. Sildra, come up and say hello. Of course, our fantasy ship here is able to go with the wind down to almost nothing because the wind crystal broke. We'll get into that more later, and why one of the problems I have with this game. But this one is pulled by a giant sea dragon. Beautiful, isn't she? Sildra and I were raised together. We're as close as siblings. So, transportation lost, count 1. Boko. Alright, we're off. We will get Boko back for a very short time, much later in the game, but for all intents and purposes, we are now Chocobolus. And now we have a ship, and we'll see how long that lasts us. We'll let him sail it just because. I could probably sail it faster now with diagonals, because the ship... diagonals seem to work everywhere in the Pixel Remasters. It's one of the weirdest things they added to the Pixel Remasters. A small quality of life thing that sometimes is bothersome, but honestly probably is a quality of life, the ability to go diagonal. Just such a weird thing. Okay, are we fully healed? No, we are not. That's rough. Well, we'll get a healing pot in here immediately, though. So Ferris is pretty well equipped. She has a dagger, which is a second level of knife. Nearly as good as the broadsword. Princess Leda! What's happened? Is everything alright? The wind suddenly stopped and now monsters have overrun the shrine. What about Father? The king went up to the top floor. He has yet to return. Something must have happened to him. The crystal's up on the top floor, right? It won't hurt to go up and take a look. Paris, you're right. Come on. Get Lena back her HP. Music in Final Fantasy V isn't my favorite as far as the Final Fantasy musics go, with the exception of Battle on the Big Bridge, which is amazing. Probably a top 5 track there. But Pixel Remaster so far, I do like the remastered versions of these. Good solid battle theme. It's also one of the better tracks here. But this theme sounds a lot better with this. With the little additions they've made to it. Let's see, I think I want to go this way first. Black Goblins. Final Fantasy VI was very unusual in that imps/goblins, depending on the translation, weren't some of the very first enemies you encountered. They're a super duper common weak enemy in the Final Fantasies. I think actually they stopped using them a lot after that the entire way. Let's see. No, I need to go the other way first. The secret passage is only right there. For the most part, with the addition of the maps in the Pixel Remaster, as well as the fact that you can check online resources, the Thieves' ability to see secret passages isn't as useful, but still moderately so. Let's see, who do we give that to? You're the one taking the most damage. General, I think. Oh, I'm gonna do that again. Back over this one. Oh wait, there's a secret passage there that I can use to get through. And I don't have to go around as much. Yep. broadsword, so now we can finally give a good weapon to Galuf. Yeah, that'll be fine, especially since we're already level 4. Like Final Fantasy VI, levels are actually the most important damage formula in the game. Stats are pretty minor. Lena has the worst attack power, so theoretically she would do a little bit better if you gave her the broadsword, and then it would balance the party out a little bit better, but it's not really that necessary. So, in the original, if you turn down the battle speed, it's really easy. Like your bosses in Final Fantasies 4 through 7, I'm not sure about 8, but all of them have a specific yikes. Don't want him doing that again. All of them have a introductory boss who teaches you about the ATB system by entering a counterattack phase, where they will not act, but if you attack them, you get hit by a powerful counterattack. Wing Raptor is the weakest of them in general. It's very easy in the original game because of the way the game speed works. Okay, doesn't happen here. I thought that'd be the case. Because of the way that you can slow down monsters but not the party using battle speed in the original, it's actually really easy to skip this phase. But I figured that in the Pixel Remaster, since they fixed battle speed affecting everything, it would be a oh, that's going to kill Galuf, huh? Not super bummed about that at the moment, though. One hit away, too. Kind of saw that coming. No experience from this. Bosses only give APB and items, just like in Final Fantasy. Oh, I do have a few potions. Okay. I can use them for safety then. Guessing. We're about to get our jobs though, so we can deal with that. So he didn't lose out on any experience or anything for being dead. The crystal! It's shattered! What the... Now we have our long initial cutscene. Half an hour in, we can finally play the game, but that's with, you know, sitting through the cutscenes and stuff. The warriors of the crystal are chosen. A lot of people pointed out, Final Fantasy V is not a very serious game. Courage, the essence of flame. Compared to a lot of the other Final Fantasies, which is one of the problems I have with it. It is a little bit more comedic, but at the same time it still has a bigger threat of the world is seriously going to end, more than some of the other Final Fantasies. It's crazy, because these crystals represent the life force of the planet. You know, with the wind crystal dying, the wind is dying down, so there is no wind. That would ruin the planet all on its own. Devotion, the essence of water. And as each of these crystals break, they tell us that the world is going to lose its essence. Heat from the planet and the sun goes down if the fire crystal breaks. The water becomes stagnant if the water crystal breaks. Then the earth is going to die and plants will wither if the earth crystal breaks. And so they all start breaking in succession. Sorry for the minor spoilers. Like, our planet's dying, dude, and they never come up with, oh, here's how we're going to fix it. Hope, the essence of earth. But it embraces a lot of the video game tropes. Each of our characters gets an essence from one of the crystals. Passion, the essence of wind. I guess passion is as good a translation as any. It's a word that means the drive to find and excel. It's been called pursuit and devotion, a bunch of other things, not devotion, because that's like water. But it's a really hard word to translate. So passion, yeah, the ability to really long for something and the drive to succeed in it. What was that? What's happening? Feels warm. Are these the crystal's essences? So they arrived at the right time and were naturally chosen. Then, and for some reason that's never explained, the spirit of King Tycoon, who vanished mysteriously after the crystal broke, manifests to talk to them. Father! Listen and listen well. You are the chosen four, the warriors of light, bearers of the four crystal essences. Father, what do you mean? The wind crystal is already shattered. The other three crystals are in danger as well. You four must protect them. An evil presence is awakening, one that wishes to return everything to darkness. And you know, that's the actual plot of the game, but kind of skimmed over with crystals breaking. Father, go forth, warriors of light, and save the crystals. Wait, no, Father! And now we get our jobs. What are these? Guess they're pieces of the crystal. They are crystal fragments and stored within power of warriors of legend. Knight, monk, blue mage, thief, black mage, white mage. It's a crystal. It's lending us its power. I think it's time we got out of here. Lena. There should be a warp panel behind the altar that will take us outside. Alright, so let's do jobs. We're going to start Lena out as a black mage. Go ahead and start Ronnie as a knight. Make her a thief. Thieves have some, even without need for patches and dash, thieves have a lot of good. Make him the white mage. So I wasted the potions since now I have, oh, I don't have white magic, so yeah, we're still bad to get. Thieves are not great characters in combat. They're mid-tier fighters, better than mages, but not nearly as good as knights or monks, or many of the other classes we get later, but they do provide a lot of quality of life things. They were the only access to dash originally. We don't really need that. You can see secret passages, which is handy, regardless of having maps and stuff. No, I know all about the job system. I've beaten this game several times. But they also prevent preemptive attacks against you, to prevent you from being surprised, which is really handy on its own. So first thing we're going to do is run back in and take a drink. And so now with the thief on, you get super speed dash. Kinda don't like that. I wish there was just a natural dash ability. So the only place you can go right now, it doesn't tell you really where to go, but there aren't too many places you can go. This is like the only town, so... This is a pretty grind-heavy game for me. I like grinding up lots of jobs and stuff. I'm not going to be doing a lot of that online because I know it's boring. Grog! Grog! Shoutouts to Critical Role and the Barbarian. The Goliath Barbarian. Think I'll stop in and have a drink as well. I really love the fact that when you decide to go shopping, as we'll see, Ferris decides to come in and join us so we can properly equip. Alright, so... what will I need to buy? Don't forget about me. I'll buy a rod. One for now. How much money do I have? 900? Staff doesn't really do a whole lot. See ya. It doesn't improve your damage enough to be really worth purchasing. The rod, however, increases your magic power as well, so you do a little bit more damage. It's not a lot, but better than nothing. For now, I need one leather shield. I'll go ahead and buy the 2 more leather caps so we're all there. And now we can actually equip everybody. I think I actually wasted some because I think I'm about to get another leather cap in one of the items in here. Probably should have done that first, but oh well. So we're actually going to switch everyone's jobs to blue mage really quick. Oh yeah, Ferris started with a shield, so I didn't need to buy one for him. Well, whatever, because we do other things. So this is a little speedrun tech, which they actually have major use for. We're also going to set the battle speed to very fast for a minute. Would I be right to assume you're new to this adventuring thing? You have to lie and say yes if you played this game if you want the stuff. Phoenix down, tent, potion, secret passage, ether, guild. I'm going to go ahead and show this off really quick. If you do change to a thief, you can see the secret passages, and this is a skill that you can equip. Again, if you know where they are, it's not strictly necessary, especially with the, if the Pixel Remaster does this every other time, which I think it does. You find a secret passage, you go into it, and boom, you can see it. So, not as big a quality of life thing as it used to be. All these people will also tell you about the game system in various ways. This is your tutorial for chest monsters. It's also your first blue magic in the game, and there we go. Goblin Punch. Goblin Punch is a... who do I want to give the shoes to? I usually like to stack things on the main hero. I'm a little bit selfish that way, I guess. So now we'll go back to our other jobs. And put these two in the back row. Okay, other thing we need to buy. There are a few other items here. Having the exclamation point appear is another little quality of life thing that really makes this whole searching gig a little bit easier. So we'll want to pick up our elementals, cure, and poison. I don't care about Libra. It can be potentially useful, but I'm not going to worry about it. I could also, if I really am desperate to know weaknesses of certain bosses, because I don't know them all that well, I can just look them up online. I'm pretty sure this is Sock's house. Someone you know? Yes, he built the Torna Canal. Which, one of the other places you can visit is the Torna Canal. Ha, I knew I remembered something funky around here. But it's locked up. Oh, Princess Lena! Sock, it is good to see you. You too, it's been a long time. Sock, I have a favor to ask. We need to pass through the Torna Canal so we can reach Waltz. I'm afraid it's much too dangerous. Ever since the Wind Crystal was destroyed, a foul beast has made the canal its lair. Moreover, I seem to have lost the key to the canal somewhere. I'm sorry I can't help you with the key. Still, since you've come all this way, won't you at least stay the night? Wonderful, I'll show you to your room. Like, it's easy to piece together what this means, but again, one of the weaknesses of the story, they make this a little bit kind of rushed in a way. It feels kind of unnatural. He doesn't want the princess being in danger, so doesn't want her to go into the canal, and so tells about the beast that's there, because that's what's dangerous, and then immediately follows up with, we don't even say any insistence, and he follows up with the excuse of, oh, I seem to have lost the key. The crystals, now that I think of it, they're the reason Dad... Nice little fix here. They used a regular little boy sprite in the original game, and all the little boy sprites have green hair. So it looked like, as well as a lot of the women too, actually. And so they used a regular woman sprite for his mother here. So it looked like him and his mother had green hair, and he decided to dye it brown or something when he grew up. The crystals must be protected at any cost. Listen, Stella, if anything should happen to me, never tell Ronnie about the crystals. They shouldn't be his burden to bear. Oh, darling, please don't say things like that. That's right, her name is Stella. Stella! Yeah. That's one of the names that the Japanese like, a Western name the Japanese are really fond of. There are Stellas in several other JRPGs, like Tales of Legendia. Father, I'll protect the crystals, I promise. What's the matter, Ronnie? Nothing, I was just reminded of my folks. They died a while back, though. Here, take it. Huh? Take what? The key to the canal. With it, you can open the gate and travel to Walls. I was worried for Lena's safety, so I hid the key. Please, take care of her. It feels very weird, because if you go to the town first before visiting the canal, and, you know, you don't know anything about where you're supposed to go, so this part of the game's progression in the story feels very odd. Especially since Ronnie never tells them that he got the key. You just go to the place and it never explains that, yeah, let's go there. And they're like, oh, but it's locked. Okay, I could buy... Items are going to be in the inn area. If they don't have an item shop shown anywhere, it's usually in the inn. Potions, we'll get a few. I don't have that much money left, so I guess that's all I'm getting. That fully heals us at least, which is good. So we'll go ahead and head there now. And I'm going to do a little bit of grinding to start with, just to make sure that I get level 1 White Mage and Black Mage with these two. Captain, wait up! Sorry lads, I'm leaving you laggards behind. Oh, I forgot to do the funny thing. Captain, but why? You know we'd follow you to the ends of the earth. I know and I thank you for it, but not this time. Captain! This smells of a long journey. While I'm gone, I need you louts to guard the hideout. We can't let anyone raid our booty. But Captain, please. Although they don't have a ship to get back to the hideout. They should have had a scene where we take them there and drop them off at the hideout. Aye, aye, sir. Instead, they're left here in the city of Tool to raise havoc. Window, you're back, Captain. Godspeed. You talk to all the pirates. I wonder what they say in the original. I'm going to miss it now. I'll probably have to go back and do it for Four Job Fiesta since I missed it here, if I remember. But you can talk to the pirates. One of them drunkenly talks about loving the captain, and then when you go and visit the captain's room, Ferris is asleep, and one by one, Bart's and then Galuf go to check on her and have an interesting reaction. Lena, what's wrong? The wind crystal is shattered. And now we finally get the explanation of why that's bad. They haven't actually told us here. We've just heard about the weak wind, but they never explained why. Right now, the wind is only slowed, but soon it will stop blowing completely. In a few years, the air will go stagnant, and the birds won't have any place to fly. I mean, just one crystal basically is an apocalypse for this world. And Father said we have to protect the 3 remaining crystals. 3 crystals? Yes, the crystals of fire, water, and earth. If those were lost too, then what? At first, nothing would happen, but it wouldn't be very long before the earth began to decay. The seas would grow dirty, the rivers cease to flow. They should have used stagnant instead of dirty. Although without the ability of water to move, which kind of is implied in there, that but it's supposed to, like, water is equated with a life-giving essence, and when it becomes stagnant, it's no longer able to support life. Kind of dirty is part of it, but it just implies that it would auto-pollute or something. But it's just what happens to water naturally because of coming in contact with the land and stuff, and water flows partially to get rid of that and stuff. Fires would lose their heat, the world would turn dark and cold, it really would become an unlivable place. Guys, we've got to protect the crystals. Huh? Did something trigger any of your memories? Nope, doesn't matter. I'm still gonna help. Well said, old man. I'm coming along too. Besides, we still have to find Lena's father. King Tycoon, but he disappeared into thin air. He still lives. I feel it in my bones. Never for a moment believe otherwise. Ronnie, will you come with us? Until now, I was just along for the ride, but things changed. The crystal shard, we were given power to protect the world. The power of the wind crystal. That's it. I'm in. We've got some crystals to save. Sure enough, let's be off. Okay, there's the canal. So, This is actually a dungeon, and the boat is an extension of yourself, so it has the ability to dash, as you're about to see. This, I don't know how it works. I'm not even going to question it. Ronnie, where in tarnation did you get the key? Doesn't matter, let's get going. Again, a little short on the discussions of how all of this came about and how they decided to come here and how we can assemble whatever. Whee! Dash. Yeah. Let's see, I need to save a little bit of magic, but... Not in this one. That's weird. They disabled the dashing in here. That's funny. It has me a little bit miffed. Not strictly necessary, but I just want to make the next fight a little bit easier. Of course, I could do other things too, but I like to stick to my basis for having characters. I'm going to run out all my magic, then run back to the town and rest, and then come here to finish up, so I'll have some magic for the battle as well. I can only do 4 more thunders. And speaking of convenience, that's another thing about the, white magics. The ability to just cure without using items is a more convenient than really powerful thing. It can be certainly helpful in certain boss fights, but it's pretty easy to get through the game with just offense if that's how you want to do it. Either by exploiting, if you know how to exploit all the enemy's weaknesses and stuff. As such, Thief and White Mage are probably the 2 worst classes to get for the Water Crystal in a Four Job Fiesta. Simply because with White Mage, you're basically hitting everything to death with staves and hammers. You don't even have access to hammers and maces for quite a while either, so... Okay, that's actually our level up, so... Gonna swap you to White Mage and set Black Magic 1 there. Now Galoof is going to Black Mage, and he can set White Magic. So now they can both use White and Black Magic. And so you... For the first several levels of White and Black Magic, you gain the ability to use the successive level of that's kind of interesting, the speed at which we go in there. You gain the ability to use that level, and you don't have access to anything beyond level 1 for a while. You have to find them and buy them in shops. You don't get them by leveling up either the class or your characters, unlike in Final Fantasy 4 and 6, so... Oh, I need to turn down the battle speed now, too. Since I like it, and slightly slower allows me to be a little more strategic. Yeah, slow is fine. Goodness. Okay, here's the boss. And like many sea creatures, is really weak to thunder, so black mages are the best. Hey, what's that? Oh no, the monster of the canal. Thundering typhoons! The rudder's not responding. You better figure something out fast, because we're getting sucked in! So, the speedrun, they literally just actually go with 4 black mages and blow him up with a bunch of thunders. Again, I'm sticking to my development routes more than that, but I definitely want black magic on at least 2 characters for this. Just make it a little easier. Sildra, what's wrong? Look alive, something's coming. Carlabos. Or Carl Boss, as he was in the PlayStation version. Anything I can steal from him? No, couldn't. Damage of thunder is so much more than anything else at this point. There's a future boss that's a reskin of him that has access to a powerful coral sword, so I'm hoping that he might have something kind of neat, but couldn't get it. Too bad. Ferris's damage is pretty inconsequential compared to the mages anyway, so... Boat escaped, but Sildra, who was, changed into the thing so she could drag it, somehow slipped her chains. Sildra! I'm sure she's okay. She's a fighter, and you know it. Sildra! Let me go! Unhand me! Sildra! They actually enhanced the quality of that particular scream. Or dragon cry, whatever you want to call it. It basically in the original sounded just like the cries of the Windrake. That danger music is one of the tracks that I underestimate. It's actually pretty good. How's Ferris? As well can be expected. We should leave him be. Ship is just drifting with the current. Wonder where we'll end up. The place where all ships go to die. Ferris, Sildra is... Surely Sildra is still out there alive somewhere. Painfully slow drifting, just to hammer home the fact that this ship isn't going anywhere because of having no wind. Wind is responsible for ocean currents as well, for creating and pushing that, as well as a whole lot of other different factors, but wind is one of them, so there is less wave motion with the wind gone. Where are we? The graveyard of the sea. A gathering place for abandoned and scuttled ships, and a nest for the undead. Brr, all the more reason to hot-foot it out of here. Okay, did we get healed? Yes, thank goodness. Let's see, so... Okay, they haven't made... Nothing to steal. How unfair. They drop daggers, though, which is nice. They're worth a little bit of money, so... Let's see, I think one of these places has a save point. The other lets you rest, or maybe it's just the one place lets you rest. Or maybe it is rest and a save point. So yeah, we can rest in that bed to recover our MP. No save point though, so fortunate. I like having save points. Yeah, that's a dead end. Okay, the Kalkrufels, or whatever those are supposed to be, phantom spirits, are actually strong against fire. They're weak to thunder, though. They drop elixirs, too, which is pretty crazy. If I get lucky, I'll get a bunch of elixir drops. So that I can hoard them and never use them. Magic using is on a little bit of a bell curve when it comes to usefulness. Early on, it'll be significantly more useful than physical attacks for the mana I have, at least. If we have to go this way, we'll get soaked. What, are you going to melt or something? Come on. Then after a while, we'll get more good weapons and physical attacks that'll make physical better, and then once we start getting the ultimate spells, magic becomes really strong again. I think the Undead Husk is actually weak to Blizzard. Maybe not. Maybe it has no weakness. Just remembered that, unfortunately, fire only works on one enemy and thunder only works on one enemy, so... Unlike, say, Final Fantasy Tactics, if you're more used to that, leveling up regular in certain forms does not affect your base stats at all. Everybody has just the same stats, give or take a few variances here or there. Ronnie has slightly better attack, Ferris has slightly better speed, Galuf slightly better hit points and vitality, Lena slightly better magic power. And that's pretty much it. And then their stats are changed when they're in a certain class. Eventually, once you master a class, that stat becomes inherent to their freelancer job. Or I should say, the best of each of the 4 stats based on the class you've gotten. So once you master a casting class, your freelancer's magic power goes up quite a bit. once you master a physical power, they gain a lot of... Okay. I always feel like that should be a door somewhere, but it should be, you know, the front of the ship, so that shouldn't have a door to anywhere, but it just feels like it compared to so many other maps of the time period. One of the other things that makes white mages not great is that their magic power is significantly lower than black mages and summoners. Though better than red mages, at least, and blue mages. Okay, the Scram ability and Find Passages abilities have been learned. What I'm looking for is Safety, whatever they're going to call it, which allows the thief to avoid sneak attacks, and that's all I really want from the thief. For this playthrough, I'm going to be trying not to run away at all so I can wield the Brave Blade. Technically, it's a lot easier to get the chicken knife powered up and use it and take advantage of it. But I really like the Brave Blade. It's something, it's pretty rare to be able to use it well, so that's what I want to go for. So for that reason, the Scram ability isn't going to be too useful, or Flee as they called it before. I think it's hilarious they translated it as Scram, but I think Flee would have been honestly better. Okay, now we get our free heal, which is why I haven't been worrying about it yet. I'm soaked. Yow, there's a fish in my shorts. This room seems safe enough. Let's take a rest. I'm going to change into some dry clothes. No peeking. Where'd she get dry clothes is the question. We just traveled through basically submerged in water. Okay, time to get dry. I'm fine like this. Don't worry about me. Are you crazy, boy? You'll catch pneumonia in those wet things. And now, the lewd gasp reveal. Hey, what are you doing? Get away! Don't touch me! What's all the commotion? Lena, oh my stars and comets, he's a woman! Oh my! So what if I am? You got a problem with that? Of course not, but why were you trying to hide it? Yes, gasped Ferris as a girl. When I was just a lass, a pirate band took me in. I've been one of them ever since. Yeah, so? Well, would you want to be the only girl on a ship full of pirates? Ha! I thought from the start you were awfully pretty for a man. Anyhow, make fun of me for being a woman and I'll shiver your timbers but good. Whatever you say. That's right, now I'm turning in, and you louts had best do the same. So yeah, it's not a very big reveal and not very far into the game either, so you probably heard me refer to Ferris as a she once or twice anyway. Which makes Final Fantasy V much more one of the gender-equal works of the series. Ah, slip like a log, rise and shine, dullards, time's a-wasting. Galoof falls out of it. Hey, old man, that's enough lollygagging from the likes of you. On your feet, let's go. Her tone still smacks of machismo to me. No point in trying to change her. Ferris is who she is. That's for certain. One of the big things that that is lost in translation here in the West is that the Japanese have specific ways of talking based on gender and age and referring to each other. They have like several different words for I, like ore and boko. I think that's right. Ore I know is one. I think it's not Boko, it's something else. But they basically assign an identity to you when you use them. And there are a lot of women who, at least there are a decent enough number of girls who use the more masculine you, or I and whatever, more masculine self-referencing pronouns and stuff. But generally, especially, you know, if you are trying to be proper, you'll use ones that are either gender neutral or that are regular for your gender or whatever. And so one thing that helps lend to the idea of her being a man and why it's easy for them to accept her as such is she goes around using words like that unless she's obviously also female, which, you know, is weird but not totally unheard of. It'll be natural to assume that she is male. There's actually a couple of things like that happen. One of the big examples is the Bleach manga. In the anime, of course, they give the cat Yoruichi slightly bleached spoilers here, but it's still fairly on in the series. But when they meet the black cat Yoruichi, let's see, let's go ahead and do it here. In the anime, both in Japanese and English, they give a deep male voice to Yoruichi. And so when Yoruichi finally reveals her human form, she is a girl. So it's surprising to people watching the anime. But for Westerners who only read the manga, they might not naturally suspect that she's male or infer that from her speech because she, you know, in the Japanese manga, it's easy because she would, again, be using all male pronouns, and she remarks upon that when she reveals herself to Ichigo. That same kind of situation there. Two Undead Rusts is, I believe, the best AP reward for this portion of the game, but one of the harder fights to do since they don't have elemental weaknesses. And they are pretty beefy. And hard hitting with critical attack. Galuf has magic. The abilities always throws me off. I want to use an abilities because that's where, if you have an abilities menu, your magic is going to be there in most games, but this is for assigning the abilities, not for using them. There's a chest that I'm supposed to open that's going to do all that, but I can't think of where it is right now. The map is confusing me a little. Maybe I should look at the map. Also, I've only gotten one elixir so far. I thought so. I hadn't seen it in other places, but oh well. Oh, is it up here? Nope, can't get up there. That was where I came out before. Yeah, I need to look at the map. Not that it kind of matters where they attack, because if I use a fire and the bolt in succession, it kills all 4 of them. Okay, there we are. There's the map. Alright, so... Oh, that's right, I have to hop over there on those shells. They, for some reason, do not stand out as much as the ones in the... Galuf has a lot more MP right now. I'm going to let him do it. Come on. Give the slow old man his turn. Definitely more impressive looking than in the original. Okay, boss fight is coming up here. Let's go ahead and get up our HP a little more. So in the speed run, they would make sure they're level 2 at this point, and then use that Goblin Punch ability that they got before. Something's fishy about this place, and it ain't the smell of cod. Ronnie, come closer. Mom? Again, the pixelated presentation of this scene makes it look really weird in the old 16-bit version. Come here, my cherub. Father. Lena? Ah. Oh, and a cute little girl. Grandpa, let's play. Who's that? I just can't remember. But the way they drift in front of these spirit types, it feels so very weird. Whoa, they gave her a unique big sprite, too. Let us seat your soul. Become one of us. Never, demon. Oh, I didn't expect any of you to escape the effects of my magic. Greetings, I am Siren. I'm afraid your companions' souls now belong to me. Still, I'm feeling generous. I could be convinced to spare yours if you ran home quietly. Think I would abandon these kids? Fat chance, missy. Why would you risk your life for these people? Because they are my friends. Sure, my voice for Ferris has been great. A man pretending to be a woman pretending to be a man. Don't be fooled by her trickery. Open your eyes. And he punches their souls back into them or something. Ronnie snaps out of it, Lena comes to her senses, and Ferris leaves her trance. Great. With the champion music there. Galuf! Uh-oh, here it comes. Oh no, I forgot another thing in town, too. Haste on her is very bad. So is casting magic like that. I don't think she has anything to steal. Nope. Sleep on her is fine for the moment. Now she's resistant to physical attack, well, except that now she immediately went afterwards. But she's very vulnerable to magic now in undead form. But she is level 2, and Goblin Punch has a special property where if the person the target of the person who uses it that shared the level, it does like 8 times damage. So by restricting your characters to level 2, okay. Oh, now we have to go to that. Well, bit of overkill magic-wise, but oh well. Oh, he's still attacking her. Stupid Pixel Remaster memory. Memory cursor sometimes is a bit of a problem. Slow on him is fine right now. Okay, let's go over. Not a very strong cure. There we go. And so you just obliterate her with like 2 goblin punches. Because it basically does a physical attack based on the strength of your weapon, but then it gets an 8 times multiplier if you share a level. If you do a decent amount of leveling, most of the enemies actually a much lower level than you, so it isn't very effective. You have to know their level. Level comes into play a lot more in Final Fantasy V, if you pay attention to it, than it does in any other Final Fantasy. Galuf, you saved us. I owe you my life. Yeah, don't sweat it. Ah, you're blushing. I'm doing nothing of the sort. Ha ha ha. Yeah. Little humorous moments that I kind of feel they overplay, but hey, we escaped from there. So there's nowhere to go here except for this one little town on this mountain. Once again, super restricted in our progress. These guys not like Blizzard, I think. Yeah. Got a lot of hit points though, but... I'll be able to make it back to Tool eventually. Pretty soon, actually, so I can go ahead and play the piano, which I forgot to do. One of the musical tracks I'm not super fond of. This Jivin Town theme. I don't know, it just feels out of place for some reason. Always has to me. Not bad exactly, but it just doesn't feel like normal Final Fantasy Town music. Sounds like everybody's having way more fun than they should be. Frost Rod is unbelievably broken. And will be high. Sorry, no ships to waltz. The wind's too weak for anything to sail. Wind's too weak, ain't no ship sailing. So can't get behind him to see if there are any items. Okay, I need to go into the bar. I need to remember to go into all the bars. So I can play the piano. Piano skill leveled up. You can't see your piano skill anywhere, but once you level it up enough... Ah, Thief Secret Passages for the win. 1,000 gil. Nice. Nothing else that matters here. Did you hear? A meteorite fell into Tycoon. Too bad it didn't land on my mother-in-law. Windrake and Super Rare Dragon Grass. If you could get your hands on those, you'd be rolling in gil. I hear tell there's dragon grass up on North Mountain, but there's poison grass there too, choking it out. Knights do it two-handed. Oh, did you get your hands on a world map? Use it as an item and you can see the map in detail. That's what they do with it. I think you can just use the Y as well. Even when you're outdoors. Eventually, does a dancer come here, or do you get, if you take the dancer job, you can do a dance here or something in that room? Any new useful magic? I don't think so yet. Nothing really necessary. We can pick up the sleep spell if we really wanted it. I don't. I'll take protect. I don't really need silence either. I don't know. I guess I'll take them both just in case I find them in use. Nothing brute there. We picked up a lot of money, plus we have a bunch of daggers to sell as well, so... I picked up another leather shield. I can equip the bronze armor. Oh, a longsword's good, so he can do more damage. Still thief level 2, she needs to be level 3 before she learns even more, of course. Bronze shield, bronze helm, copper cuirass, cotton robes for those two, and that's... One of the things I do with my super grinding is, since I had got a whole lot of money from doing it, I'd make sure to have 4 of pretty much everything, so whatever class I decide to go for, I'd be able to equip all the best stuff. A little bit unnecessary, but... especially if you plan out better what classes you're going to be. Oh, it so throws me off that they have these in the inventory even when they're equipped. It is pretty handy because it lets you know how that all works, but... item shop, I could buy some more items. I want to pick up a few more tents so that I can freely use those. I'm going to buy a few more antidotes because of where we're going. I might get on a few things, buy a few potions for safety. Phoenix Downs are expensive, but I'll buy another one of those. I'm going to leave the rest of these alone for now. I shouldn't need to worry about them too much. I don't think there are too many enemies that use them at this stage of the game. Though softs double as a use, there are stone enemies that you can use soft on to insta-kill. There are only a few games where that similarity to the undead weakness is, but this is one of them. Okay, I think that's everything we can do here. Now we need to go to get the dragon grass and the dragon. Talk to people, they say they saw a dragonfly up on the mountain too. Ship graveyard, you're not ghosts, are you? Lizards and creatures that hibernate can't stand the cold, so commonly weak to blizzard. King of Walse is south of here, beyond the sea. They use a machine to amplify the power of the water crystal. We must stop it. How can we get to Walse? It's a quick trip by sea, but since the wind's slowed, there aren't any ships sailing. Haven't got Sildra either. Yeah, sure, say it like that and make Ferris feel bad. Ferris feel bad. Ferris, I'm sorry. Ronnie, do you have any ideas? No ships, so we can't go by sea. We can't go by land or sea, then. Yeah, they keep repeating that line, as if that's really supposed to help you figure out where you're supposed to go. We hear about dragon grass and a winddrake up north on the mountain, and it's the only place to go anyway, so it's not like it would be really hard to figure out. Much more damage now. And yeah, you can also see the world map just by hitting Y, so it's like, as an item, I don't think it's even necessary anymore. One of the many things obsoleted by basic quality of life stuff in these later versions. Ooh, now that's a fair amount of monstrosities. Monsters that aren't weak to magic don't get damaged much by your first levels, though. That's one of the other counters to power of magic in this game, especially. Yeah, that's just an item, so. Some of the items that you can soft, or the enemies you can soft, I believe, headstones. They're weak to thunder, actually. Unlike rock-brown Pokemon in Pokemon. Jeez. They're really beating up on Ferris today. Poor gal. Can't remember what's good, if anything is good on them. Yeah, those are all the same. And I doubt Blizzard does anything more to them either. Cat's wearing wings. This, again, the enemy sprites in this game are incredible. Good or bad, incredible is definitely up for debate. Passages, sprint, and scram. Don't need any of those. It gets so... You have to go so far to get the caution ability, or whatever they call it. Sleep is considered a level 2 spell, since I'm only a level 1 black mage. She can't use it, but that's okay. Yeah, rock slugs are weak to fire. Gold needle, just in case. I'll be swapping these two back and forth between black and white magic for a little while. So that they can just keep learning levels. What are they up to now? 2 each? When they make 3, I'll swap them back. Because it'll be quite a while before we need more than 3. Nothing here. Whoops. Wrong one. Ooh, Lemon's almost dead. I was too paying attention to her HP. Well, Ronnie will automatically protect her now, so no biggie. As long as it isn't like a spell. We have to be careful here. Stepping on these will poison us. This is the poison grass they were talking about. So the cockatrices can stone you. I forgot that this place is cockatrices. Oh, I was trying to go diagonal and I missed. That's why I fought so many of these, although I can also... Though I hate to waste the mana on it. They actually get poisoned in the speedrun and usefully use it to get everybody down to near dead. It serves a purpose in the next dungeon with the knight. The strategies used in the speedrun for Final Fantasy V make it incredibly interesting. Diagonal. Okay, good. Makes it a little bit easier to avoid all of that. And here I can use a tent. Nice that they gave us a tent before the boss fight in this area. Gonna be using the actual speedrun strat for this boss. Again, another totally unexplained point here. Father's helmet! Obtain Mithril Helm. Oh, it actually gives us a that's where we get the Mithril Helm from. It's her father's helmet is a Mithril Helm. For some reason, King Tycoon's helmet is here. The next time we see the mysterious disappearing King Tycoon, though, he has his helmet still. I don't know, whatever. It's struck by a poisoned arrow. Oh, great. You can see the poison bubbles, too. Nice touch. Lena! And the ground, for no reason whatsoever, opens up between us. Oh ho 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 ho! I came here after that wind drake, but I seem to have got something much more valuable. Wait, you'd hunt a wind drake? Of course, their horns fetch quite a high price on the black market. Oh ho 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 ho! But I've caught no less than the Princess of Tycoon instead. I think this is the model for the female bounty hunter in FF9. What's her name? Yes, you'll make a lovely souvenir for my husband. That really doesn't sound right. Let her go, you addle-pated, foul-complexioned scofflaw! Jump! Haha! And then the ground cracks underneath her for no particularly good reason. And she falls. Ferris! Oops, I guess he slipped. Pity. What? And... just totally bad girl can just climb up, no problem, even though we can never do that. Throw a rope across. Where she got it, we don't know. Quickly secure it. Magically we'll run across easily. Lena, hang on! There is so much in FF5 you just can't take seriously at all. Oh, annoying little twerps ruining my plans. Fine, it just means I'll have to crush all four of you. And yes, Lena is actually poisoned. Good job, Lena. Can you steal anything from her? Nothing. Too bad. Attack, not that it matters, because now... do you not have to equip it in this game? That's convenient. And she's dead. So we got a whip that we can't use for a while unless we go freelancer. Ferris, thank you. Okay, better get rid of this. I'm just going to use a... actually, I'm going to use magic because we're going to have access to it real soon here. Probably not going to use the full speedrun strat for the next boss because I'm going to be doing a lot in the meantime. Here's the Wind Drake. Hiryu! He's hurt pretty bad. Hiryu, don't worry, I'll take care of you. Hiryu isn't its name. Hiryu is the name of a... is Japanese for wind dragon. Lena, what are you doing? Don't come any closer. I'll be fine. I just need to reach the dragon grass. This doesn't actually poison her, though, so... by showing the effect every time. Give the dragon grass to Hiryu, quickly. Collapse. Poison. Not actually. Munch, munch, munch. Please get well. My stars and garters, you're out of your gourd, young lady. That was insanely reckless, especially since we can move diagonal now. You can thread those poison plants. Of course, the explanation for not being poisoned is that the Windrake is able to use magic to heal her now for some reason. Like, Hiryu could have... This is King Tycoon's Hiryu, which kind of sort of explains his helmet showing up here, but not really. Looks like you're both hale and hearty again. Let's saddle up. Except Bart's is actually afraid of heights. Whoa ho 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 ho! What's so funny? Your face, kiddo, now hop on! Yeah, more silly goofiness. I'm actually, although I really like the MCU, I'm not a big fan of Thor Ragnarok, and one of the reasons is the same reason I'm not a big fan of FF5, because they add a huge amount of humor in it, and a lot of it is, you know, yeah, reasonably funny to legitimately funny, you know, varying amounts of both this game and that movie. But the problem is that the rest of the game is supposed to be so serious. We have a world ending, some of the darkest, most terrible stuff happening, and yet everything's being played off as a joke, especially our heroes. So one of the things we missed here was the piano. We need to go play the piano really quick. How are we doing now? We are only down a little bit of hit points and mana. Right. Piano is in the bar. Okay, what do these girls actually say in the translated? Why don't you have a seat? Just keep your eyes on me. Tee-hee-hee. I'm not looking at anything. You're the pervert, not me. Get your mind out of the gutter. For you, honey, we've got something special. You have to do this to get access to the piano. This is actually the last game where they have dancer shenanigans. These suggestive little pixelated scenes that don't mean anything, just like the early Puff Puff massages in Dragon Quest. It's all suggestive mostly from the little bit of text they give you, but nothing can be shown in that. So that gives us access to the piano. You don't have to play them in any specific order, but you just have to play every piano to master it and get access to what is probably arguably the Bard's most powerful ability, most powerful song. He plays a little bit more of that song every time, too, so it really shows it leveling up. So yeah, you'd come up here. This is Ferris's room, and she's sleeping in it, and you can go up and have another mini pervy scene with Bartz and Galuf going in one at a time to check up on her and being mesmerized by how beautiful she looks lying in bed, even though she's supposed to be a guy. And leads to, to really explain Galuf's remark to her that he figured she was too beautiful to be a man. So, interestingly, this entire area is ringed by mountains. And the Hiryu, also note vehicles. This is our third vehicle. We've lost the previous two. Boko and the ship. The Boko we just, can't really get to. If we go down where we left Boko too, Boko isn't there. So I think if we check in, some pirates left in the pirate cave have taken Boko in. Boko got injured or something. But see, we're completely ringed in by mountains, so we can't get access to anything outside of this area. And so it's one of the earliest times you get flying in any Final Fantasy game, comparative to when you should get it. But you can't actually do much with it. You can't really go anywhere. Yep, there's the cave. You can leave Boko outside. I think Boko isn't there if you do. Come around in on this side, and that's where the meteor is at. And with that, we can get access to Tycoon here. Tycoon actually has a couple of decent items in it, I believe, as well as some interesting story. Safe journey to you! Oh, Princess Lena! You're back! Princess Lena! Princess Lena! Princess Lena! Chancellor wishes to speak to you. Imagine that. Princess Lena! I love how most of them can say only Princess Lena. This is that whole thing of one-line NPCs taken to the extreme. Again, FF5 parodies a lot of your JRPG tropes. Your ways with the 4 classically chosen warriors of light out of nowhere, the over-the-top evil villain. Princess Lena! Forgive me, I didn't mean to worry you. No need to fret about that now, but please, you must return to the castle for good. Our guard has been severely weakened by recent monster raids, but there is no way we can recover without our princess. I'm sorry, I cannot stay. Princess, you have a responsibility to this kingdom. Yes, but I also have a responsibility to the world. Right now, we are all in danger. What's more, Father is still alive, and I understand, Princess Lena. We will protect the kingdom in your stead, I swear it. And I swear to return and bring Father back. Until that time, please hold things together here. For now, will you at least stay the night? Certainly. Probably could have gone into that fight, you know, and gotten the free heal here, but I wasn't really thinking about it. I am too obsessed with efficiency in a lot of ways, so the fact that I didn't take full advantage of this efficiency makes me a little sad. Paris? Ah, Lena, it's late. You should be in bed. So should you, my sister. What? I'm right, aren't I? You're my older sister. What are you going on about? Me, Don't be daft. But... Besides, a buccaneer like me, really a princess? Sounds a bit far-fetched. So this is an entirely skippable little side quest, but your pendant. The first you hear of her long-lost sister, but, you know, they have had the whole hints and everything there. Ronnie! Uh-huh. The comedy track, again, not one of my favorite in the game. What in tarnation are you doing, kid? I think he's a few men short of a full crew. It's actually a different scene as well, depending on if you come and do this before and after another couple of events. Chancellor's gone outside. He said he had something for Princess Lena. Oh, the King's Windrake is alive. That's wonderful. I've served in this castle for quite some time. I looked after both Princess Lena and Princess Sarisa. Jenica. What a great name. Shoutouts to the people who know Jenica. Sarisa? Princess Lena's older sister. Sarisa was sailing with her father when a storm hit and she was thrown overboard. Phoenix down. Elixir. Yeah. Ether. Nice. Cottage. Boom. 4 great items there. I feel like there's more somewhere. I'm trying to remember where. Throne room. Aha, yep. Though with the real treasure they may not let us access until after we talk to the Chancellor. Phoenix down. Elixir again. Maiden's Kiss. Ether. I'll actually be kind of glad to be done with this speed when I take off Thief. So it's a little bit too fast. I really wish that you could, I can't believe they don't have an auto dash function like they've added to a lot of the other remakes and remasters and all that. This is the King's Chamber. No one but the King is permitted to enter. I think we can actually come back in here after either certain events in the game or maybe even after talking to the Chancellor outside. Where is the Chancellor outside? Ashura, Shuriken. This staff has been in your family for generations. Take it. I'm sure you can find it of use. Healing staff. Thank you. Pardon me. And the Diamond Bell, too, for Geomancers, so we can't do for a while yet. Okay, Healing Staff gives magic +2, which is nice. Wonder if I can use it in battle and constantly heal, like in Final Fantasy IV. Or if it just damages people you attack with it, like in Final Fantasy VI. Okay, so that was that. We got the storehouse thanks to him, but I don't think it'll let us enter the King's Room yet. Though that book will give us something later on down the line, I believe. Been a while since I played the late game of this. Don't worry about us, Princess. We'll take care of the castle while you're away. So a nice little distraction. The +2 magic for white mages is really nice, too, if nothing else. A couple of good elixirs and things as well. Yeah, I think I got it. Alright, and here's the land of Waltz. This is Garula. It lives in the forest near the tower. But Garula's shy, so don't tease it, okay? So this becomes a plot point. It's really weird that a regular random monster also is of story importance for various reasons. So this is our first access to time magic and silences all allies and enemies. That's dumb. Haste is good though. Sylph is the only one of the... if you get Fat Chocobo, Chocobo can be okay. But it's pretty rare to get. But Sylph is the only one of the base summons that's any good. We get our actual first summon in the castle, but we're not really strong enough to do that yet. We need to gain a decent amount of levels and probably some good items too. Speaking of which, I need to equip this Mithril Helm. Luckily, we can gain access to some decently powerful equipment in the upcoming tower dungeon. Okay, Kempo Gi is better than Strength +1. 1 defense for weight and strength. Actually, I didn't know that knights could use that. I'm going to go ahead and give him a Kempo Gi as well. Pretty basic. I already have a Mithril Helm, so I don't need an Iron Helm. Iron Shield will help, though. So, good stuff there. Our money problems are about to be over, though, by doing a little bit of grinding in the tower. Not going to worry about battle axes, because I'm not going to be using the Berserkers at all. Nothing in the way of weapons, but oh well. Whoops. Iron Shield. The Kempo Gi. And they're still in cloth armor, so yeah. Okay, they did make their level 3, so let's go ahead and swap their jobs back. 60-51. That's the difference between Galuf has the lowest magic of anyone in the party, which might make it seem weird that I've chosen him to be one of my 2 mages. There's a reason for that. Any of you experienced Nev have 5 probably know the reason why, but we'll get into that when we get into that later. So let's see now. There should be a piano somewhere in this town. Pristine waters here protect the city from monsters. That's convenient. Silver specks. That's the equivalent of goggles in Final Fantasy VI. They make you immune to blind, so you never miss. Probably good to put on you. I'll actually start getting some interesting accessories here in this area. There's one I can get in the castle, but it's super dangerous, especially if you're trying to avoid running away. Because it's a fight that if you get it, you're dead, and it's almost impossible to avoid unless you run away. So if you don't want to run away because you want the Brave Sword, then you can't really get it. Okay, so I guess there's no piano in here because that's everything. I don't have a lot of money right now, so I'm not going to worry too much about items. I just got to rest, so I don't need to really rest. Like, Lena's down a little bit of magic because she job switched, and Galuf hit points for the same reason. Because black mages are more mana and white mages are more health. But that's a minor consideration. Welcome to Castle Waltz. Twin guards saying the same thing. Waters here are purified by crystal. They flow from the tower to the north. Listen up good. If you ever run into a monster called the Jackanapes, you're up a creek. That's the monster in the basement that will kill you. With the treasure chest with the elf cape, which is pretty cool, but again, Jackanapes are a pain. Shiva was sealed away by the crystal's pure water, but don't take my word for it. Look for yourself. It's written right here in this book. Why is that hidden behind a switch? That's pointless. Drat it all, these texts aren't sufficient for my research on the crystal. Far to the west is the Library of the Ancients. With access to their collection, I can research anything. Ah, ancient libraries. That also serve as dungeons, of course. Legend has it the ice goddess Shiva is sealed away somewhere in the palace. Maybe that's why the halls are so cold. Phoenix down. Oh, seriously? They allowed you to get back there, but 490 gil. Nice. Okay, that's it here. Jail below is full of depraved lowlights. It's best not to interact with them at all. You can actually release Lone Wolf here, and that causes more problems if you do. Oh, this is the access to the waterway. Yeah, this actually doesn't really get you anywhere. It's mostly you come this way after falling in the water from Shiva's place. There's the prison. Okay, this is the area with the Jackanapes we don't want to go into. And I just went into it, so... Elf Cape is good, but it's... if you're planning on not running away, it's basically ruins your game right there. And this is the area that gives access to Shiva, which we can't do much with yet. Except that I have a thief, so... we're gonna fight a couple of battles in here to show you this very thing. Good, ice soldiers, just what I wanted. Couldn't steal, but should have guarded instead of defend. It would have been better. Reduces all physical damage you take to 0. Ooh, it doesn't protect from blizzard. Seriously? See, that's the power of guard. Mithril sword. Boom. Mithril sword. Boom. Change equipment. There we go. Oh, whoops, I did X instead of Y. Not used to the controls of this one, so yeah. These guys are also in the tower, and you can steal mithril swords from them as well as mithril knives from some other enemies, which I'll be trying to get. So this is a really good starting place to do. So I'm going to go ahead and not do any more, actually, so that I can get access to some of the other great stealing items in the tower while I have a thief, because again, I'm planning on changing Ferris out from thief as soon as I finish mastering the caution ability, whatever it's called, that prevents her from getting surprise attacked. Very, very underrated ability, set by speedrunners. Princess Letta, this is certainly a pleasant surprise. King Waltz, you look well. I come with a request. Please stop amplifying the power of the water crystal. Ho ho ho, you must be joking. I could never do that. The crystal's power allows my people to live in comfort. King Waltz, if left as it is, the crystal will shatter. I have heard about the incident with the wind crystal. However, there is no evidence to suggest the same thing will happen to the water crystal. Hilariously, and again, you know, part of the problem with the story of this game, they weren't using the wind crystal in any amplification experiment, apparently. They make a big deal about it being used here in the water realm and the one in the fire realm being used, but the wind crystal apparently was just, you know, left in the wind shrine with nothing, and it shattered first, so why should the amplification be a problem? You know, Lena making that assumption is really weird. Furthermore, I'm certain that the people would be opposed to ceasing the crystal's amplification. Look, we don't have time to be arguing over this, but conveniently at this time period, disaster strikes. Holy moly, what's going on? Oh, another meteor. Thank goodness they adjusted the sound in this port. It's an emergency. A meteorite fell near the Tower of Waltz. What? There's no time to lose. Assemble the guard to the tower at once. Yes, sire. Pardon this interruption. I believe you understand the severity of the situation. We'll continue this later. Move out. And music changes to the basic castle music as soon as we go through the door, of course. No, I wanted to go ahead and sleep before I went into the tower. Safe journey, traveler. Shoutouts to Octopath Traveler. Another game I'll probably have to stream a playthrough of at some point. And thank goodness for sped up sleep sessions too, my word. This feels so weird to fly diagonally, I'll never get used to that. Played too many years of these pixelated games with no diagonal movement. I guess I should talk to the guards for their dumb thing. Oh look, they're dead. Garula suddenly went berserk and stormed into the tower. We didn't stand a chance. The king went after it. Some soldier I've never seen before went in too. Garula took us by surprise. It's never tried to attack anyone before. You can encounter the Garula. You can actually kill it repeatedly. It's worth a few AP, but not very much. It's kind of beefy, but never attacks back. Whoops. That's happened is Y or X in this controller activates the what you call it? These guys give something useful. Whoops. Yikes! Oh, you can steal rods from them, I think. That's what I want. Although I can buy them in the next town, so I should just be worried about assembling money for that. Oh, just regular rods. They drop. They have a chance of dropping elemental rods, which is awesome. I think flame rods specifically, normally. So I don't need to worry about stealing from them, I just need to kill them fast. But I want to encounter them because they do have a chance of dropping rods, which is very, very good. You already saw how powerful rods were. Rods in this game are almost as good as the ones in Final Fantasy VI. I'm going to fight a few battles on each floor, too. Okay, so what I want to steal here is... Money is kind of at its most important for this next section of the game. Actually, I can stop stealing now. Because it's the one time in the game you have access to buy rods. And if I can get a dozen of each rod, that basically makes the next section of game after that a lot easier to get through. Good, one steal right off the bat. That's fine. Whoops. That's not the one I wanted to steal from. Darn, these cursors not working properly or the way you think they should. There we go, stole both of them. Now we can kill them. Oh, wow. Okay, yeah. The healing staff heals whoever you hit with it, and that's a huge amount of heal, just like in Final Fantasy VI. Okay. So I need to be careful with attacking with Galuf. On the other hand, Galuf can just keep attacking us for free heals. And that's going to be full heals. That's pretty awesome. Glad I got that. It didn't matter there, my attack there, so I'd forgotten that he had a healing staff on, too. Okay, whoever is lowest in hit points, which is Lena right now, attack that person. So each time I manage to get a drop of a rod, of course, that's the equivalent of getting 750 gold right there that I won't have to buy. Mithril swords sell for about 300 though, so that's why they're valuable to steal. Slow and haste are very powerful in this game, especially with the slower attack speed. Actually makes it better. Very good. Did she defend or something? There we go. Okay, let's move to the next floor. Let's see what fights we get on this floor. Ah, the Wyvern, or Wyvern, and Padasol. I'd like to steal one Mithril knife from the, There we go. There we go, one Mithril knife. Now she can equip that and her attack power will be a lot higher. Very high attack power compared to the dagger. Okay. Let's have Galuf use Poisoner. The only problem with special healing combat things like that's good for that floor. Gorilla's upstairs, please save the crystal. You can climb some of these vines. It's not very intuitive. You have to really be exploring around to figure that out. Silk robe, excellent. Good, first try steal. Nice. No drops. So many floors here. I'm gonna run back down and save and stuff after a few battles. Whoops. Silly me. Ooh, this breath wing. This is what I didn't want to see. Okay, the rest I can heal in combat. That should be good enough. Silver Armlet is actually pretty strong defensively. Adds to weight, which basically I think slows you down, interferes with speed a little bit. Not a big deal. Gonna get this last item, then run down, use the tent, save, and come back up. Didn't get any rod drops, but I've stolen a decent amount of... I hate that their default is custom there, it drives me nuts. Yeah, 9 mithril swords. If I sell 7 more of those so I can save the rest for equipping, that's going to be another couple of thousand gold. Plus I plan to do a little bit of grinding after this as well. I won't have access to the Ricard mages anymore, which is a little unfortunate, but I'm not super duper worried about that. If I get enough money, it'll be fine. Ronnie reached level 3 Knight, mastered two-hand. So you can use a weapon in both hands for more attack power and forgo the use of a shield. It's actually a really strong damage boost if that's what you're going for. There are only some items that can be used two-handed like that, but well, good thing he was still full. Wasted my free heal though. Alright, let's hit Ferris. Good thing I hit Ferris, my word. I'm about to heal, so it doesn't matter. Black and white magic level 2. Yeah, 1 step away. Hilarious. Okay, use tent. That will cure poison, heal us up. They're controlling you, aren't they? Well, I won't let you destroy the crystal. Uh-oh, here it comes. Woolly mammoth thing. Poor cute little Garula. I don't think he has anything worth stealing. Oh, a potion. Very good. Magic in general is all pretty much the same on him, which actually means that I probably should have put on two-handed for the offense, quite honestly. Especially since I can use these two for healing, but oh well. Okay, no more stealing. So in the speed run, the strategy here is to do no fights between when they were poisoned up on the mountain and get to here. Heal up. I think they have Bart's as the knight, though they might have Paris. I think it depends on the route. But they very carefully plan out everybody's jobs to get just the job points they need and to have the useful jobs for the useful fights. Ouch. Oh, thank goodness they slowed down Sap a little bit. I don't have Raise yet, so yep, gotta use Phoenix Stone. But by keeping everybody almost dead and then putting the knight on guard, Garula will be pretty much unable to do anything to anybody. As you can see, it counters physical attacks with physical attacks of its own too to help make it more dangerous, or I think it counters everything. So it's equivalently doing a huge amount of damage. Again, would have made two-handed better just for being able to dish out beefier hits. Yikes. Okay, there we go. So that's why they rely on having a knight there, and then... What do they do for damage again? I can't remember what they do for damage in the fight. But... it doesn't matter when you're totally invincible because the knight is protecting everyone, because everyone else is at 1 HP, so they're guaranteed not to be hit. They occasionally have to heal the knight because rush causes HP slip, sap as they sometimes call it. The crystal, about to shatter again. Because again, this game plays up... FF4 already had a lot of it, but FF5 takes the cake on your characters arriving just too late for everything. We were too late! And now he's going to stumble around just to get in the doorway so he can't go downstairs. Again, the way they arrange the cutscenes in this game are incredible. Lord Galuf! Me? You know who I am? Lord Galuf, I couldn't protect it. Forgive me. Hey, stay with me, man. Please, tell me who I am. Protect. Fire crystal. We never learn who this random knight was who was important enough to give one of these space-traveling meteors to. He's just a nameless knight who remembers Galuf, and obviously is from his kingdom of Baal. Baal. However that's pronounced. Authorities disagree. Crystal fragments are glowing. Are they going to give us their power too? Time Mage. Resting within a shard. A warrior spirit. Mystic Knight. One of my favorites. Berserker. Everybody's favorite to watch, not play. Red Mage. Everybody's favorite to make fun of. The Mimic we can't get to. We have to come back for it much later on. And Summoner. One of my other favorite classes, although they're not generally as strong. What's going on? The tower, it's sinking. So the only way to go is through here, which is a magic warp way out. You don't even see it, either. It's the way we beat. But they have us leave there instead of heading back down the stairs, which, you know, they don't want us to do. We have to collect the crystals. And the door won't open until we've collected all the crystals, so... Again, one of the early video games in any case, 16-bit era way of impeding your progress in certain areas, making sure you had to do things to progress. Sildra shows up out of nowhere to save us one last time, inhaling us all. Sildra, you're alive! Touching scene where Lena's starting to drift away and Ferris has to rush over and grab her, rush in the water over to grab her and pull her into Sildra's mouth as well. Again, 90% of the cutscenes and the things that happen in them in Final Fantasy V you can't take seriously at all. You just got to accept them for what they are. Go with the flow. Don't overanalyze them. Everyone steps to their positions to fall over too. Again, you know, 16-bit graphics. Sildra! Sildra, you used the last of your strength to save us. What are you saying? Sildra, you can't die. I won't let you. Sildra, thank you. Sildra. One last cry of that update call. I'm pretty sure that was updated from the Super Famicom version. I don't recall that particular method of the thing. Okay, so now we have access to new job types and stuff. Ferris I was going to be learning Monk, but now she's going to need to learn Mystic Knight instead since I got that. I'll probably switch Ronnie over to Monk once he masters a little bit more of the Knight. What abilities have I unlocked? Two-handed, guard, and cover. I want heavy armor or shield probably at least for Monk. Although then Monk can't use two-handed weapons there, so... Unless... Is there one other job I want to give him? Because there aren't that many physical jobs that come with the water crystal. Yeah, just Berserker and Mystic Knight, really. Or maybe I'll have him be a thief with a shield for a little bit and have him learn the warning passages too. Or sword. But, so I think that'll do it for this session, my first session here. I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of grinding so I can get Shiva, acquire a few more Mithril swords so I have a good cache of money. And I don't want to subject viewers here on YouTube to that, so we're just going to go ahead and save it. Made it up to level 11, nice level. Alright, thanks for watching. And I will be continuing this sometime in the nearish future.